Hey basketball guys, we have news. Let's go to more news from the Golden State Warriors, but before that, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. The soap opera between the Warriors and Jonathan Kuminga continues to shake the NBA. The player will be a free agent, but the Warriors can match any rival's proposal and keep the player. But it could happen if Kuminga receives a millionaire proposal. The Warriors not covering it will lose him for free. It would be better to act intelligently and trade the player for first-round picks. Rumors: Warriors and 76ers make different and bold trade. The Golden State Warriors and Jonathan Kuminga have become one of the NBA's most intriguing storylines, with both sides failing to reach an agreement on a contract extension, further clouding Kuminga's future with the team. Although the Warriors recently secured a 3-year, $39 million extension with Moses Moody, Kuminga's desire for a larger role hasn't been fully realized so far, as he's averaged just 8.0 points in 19.7 minutes over the team's first 3 games. The Warriors are reportedly hesitant to commit to a long-term deal without seeing Kuminga consistently perform in a starting role. If Kuminga ultimately seeks a move out of Golden State, the Philadelphia 76ers have been identified as a potential destination. The 1-2 Sixers, who are currently awaiting the return of both Paul George and Joel Embiid from injury, are rumored to be interested in pairing Tyrese Maxey with a promising young forward like Kuminga to strengthen their chances in a competitive Eastern Conference. Here's a look at what a potential trade between the two teams might involve. How the 76ers could land Jonathan Kuminga. Warriors receive KJ Martin, Ricky Council 4, 2026 first-round pick, 2028 first-round pick, and 2030 first-round pick. 76ers receive Jonathan Kuminga and Lindy Waters 3. Warriors regret not trading Kuminga in free agency last year. The Golden State Warriors were unable to reach terms on a contract extension with Jonathan Kuminga prior to the October 21 deadline. That means Kuminga will finish out the final season of his rookie contract before entering restricted free agency in the summer of 2025. Kuminga wanted a full $224 million max contract, per Anthony Slater of The Athletic, which would have fallen in line with draft peers Cade Cunningham, Evan Mobley, Scotty Barnes, and Tyrese Maxey. To be blunt, that was never happening. Kuminga hasn't earned that sort of money yet, and the Warriors are understandably taking the patient approach. Because of restricted free agency, Golden State can wait until the very last second. Even if Kuminga signs an offer sheet with a different team next season, the Dubs will have the power to match it. That said, it's hard not to feel a bit uncomfortable with the gap between Kuminga's demands and what Golden State is comfort with. It has been a rocky road since Kuminga became the number 7 overall pick in 2021. There was a time last season when Kuminga appeared on the outs with Steve Kerr and the Warriors organization, but he eventually latched onto a starting role and flourished. The 2023-24 campaign was our first real taste of Kuminga's immense ceiling. He still has a ways to go, but sheer physicality, athleticism, and shot-making powered the 22-year-old to 16.1 points in 26.3 minutes per game. If Kuminga takes another leap as an entrenched, full-time starter, Golden State may have to reconsider its stance on a max extension. That said, the door is officially open for Kuminga and Golden State to drift apart. That also opens the door for intense regret stemming from this past summer. Subscribe to The Whiteboard, Fansided's daily email newsletter on everything basketball. If you like The Whiteboard, share it with a friend. If you don't like The Whiteboard, share it with an enemy. Golden State's front office did an excellent job this summer, but it's hard to ignore the looming specter of what could have been. The Warriors were reportedly in the mix for Paul George before his decision to sign in Philadelphia, but the Los Angeles Clippers asked for Kuminga in return. Golden State resisted because Kuminga is so important to their own future, writes ESPN's Ramona Shelburne. That's a tough one. Kuminga is important to the Warriors' future on paper, but he's not important enough for a max contract, which he feels he deserves. What if Kuminga lands a full max offer from another team next summer? Is Golden State comfortable matching it when rubber meets the road, or would Kuminga be allowed to walk for nothing? That would transform this whole situation into an outright disaster. There is understandable trepidation tied to Paul George's age and injury history, but he is worth a max contract, and his presence would have dramatically changed how we talk about Golden State in a loaded Western Conference. Stephen Curry doesn't have too many years left in the tank. He has earned the right to go out swinging, and that's how the Dubs front office needs to operate. We can point to the Lauri Markkanen sweepstakes as another missed opportunity, too. It seems as though Brandon Podziemski was the real object of affection for Utah's front office, but the Warriors also kept Kuminga out of those trade talks. That is two bona fide all-stars who were within reach for Golden State, if not for its reluctance to deal Kuminga. This could all work out for the better, but the Warriors clearly aren't as confident in Kuminga as he is in himself. That disconnect signals that hey, maybe Golden State should have been more willing to trade the raw clay for a finished sculpture. Warriors unable to reach agreement on terms of Jonathan Kuminga's contract extension. Jonathan Kuminga wanted a $224 million max extension from the Golden State Warriors, which was never considered. That would put him in the same boat as Cade Cunningham, Scotty Barnes, and Tyrese Maxey, the best players in a talented recruiting class. Kuminga has made significant strides in his third campaign with the Dubs, but he is far from a top-level asset at this stage. Golden State and Kuminga were unable to reach an agreement on a new contract before the October 21 deadline, meaning Kuminga will finish the season before testing restricted free agency next summer. After all the sacrifices Golden State made to keep Kuminga in a Warriors uniform this offseason, the mere possibility of him leaving for nothing hurts. There's an ace in the Warriors' back pocket, of course, as they could match any offer Kuminga signs with another team. But if Golden State isn't comfortable giving Kuminga the max now, chances are that won't change until July of next year. An elevated role could boost Kuminga's scoring numbers, but his shaky relationship with Steve Kerr and inconsistent offensive decision-making are potential obstacles. Golden State hopes Kuminga can make another leap and make this decision easier. But if these uncertainties persist into next offseason, there is a non-zero chance that another team will submit a proposal outside of the Warriors' comfort zone. Steve Kerr, using 12-man rotation, calls his 2024-25 Warriors as deep a team as I've ever coached, to the dismay of Celtics analysts. Kerr famously kept Jason Tatum out of the lineup on two separate occasions in the 2024 Paris Olympics. Steve Kerr has been catching flack once again for his usage, or lack thereof, of Jason Tatum during the 2024 Paris Olympics, now that the Celtics superstar looks like an early MVP candidate. His recent comments about his rotation management of the 2024-25 Warriors probably aren't helping matters. On Thursday, Kerr told reporters that this year's Warriors team was as deep of a team as he's ever coached. That would lump them in with 4 NBA championship rosters, 2 of which contained the likes of Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, and Klay Thompson, along with powerful supporting casts. Kerr made this comparison when explaining his use of a 12-man rotation to start the season. "I've never played 12 before, but we're going to do it," Kerr said. "I was thinking, maybe we'll just play 10, and I'll just have to tell 2 of these guys that they're going to sit, and I couldn't justify that." Whether or not Kerr was including only his NBA rosters in his assertion of the Warriors' depth, it's a curious decision for him to utilize a 12-man rotation in the NBA, but not with his Olympic roster comprised of the league's best players. Kerr infamously DNP'd Tatum twice in the Olympics, arguing that he didn't always fit into the lineup properly. Current Celtics broadcaster and former NBA player Eddie House was among those who called Kerr's comments into question, considering his management of Team USA this summer. "When I hear him say that, I just can't believe it," House said of Kerr. "He's coming off the Olympics. You just coached the best players from the United States of America. And you're saying that you could go deep with that Warriors team?" I'm trying to figure it out. Make it make sense, please. House embodied what many Celtics fans are likely feeling after Kerr's comments. Tatum was an All-NBA first-team selection the season prior to the Olympics. Now, in his first 3 games of the season, Tatum is averaging 33 points, 6.3 rebounds, and 6.0 assists per game on 54.7% shooting from the field and 48.6% shooting from three-point territory. Tatum and the Celtics won't have to wait long to square off against Kerr's Warriors. Boston will host Golden State on November 6 at TD Garden.